Okay. So, funny enough, today's episode is about being great. It's about being undeniable at what you do. And of course, my way of starting this is by doing a whole podcast, a whole solo by myself, 10 minutes. I was very proud of it. And I get up and I wasn't recording. And that's not something that's allowed to happen. Maybe I needed to go over this again, and maybe there's things I didn't say right. And that's the world telling me, hey, one more time. But I run this by myself, at least most of the time. I have a producer also who comes in and does sessions with me, but most of these solos, at least, I'm doing by myself. I'm doing the focus by myself on the cameras. I'm recording it by myself. I'm timing it. And there's times where I fuck up and whatever, it is what it is. But it's funny because this podcast is about two things. The first one is yesterday I was talking with a buddy of mine who I work for. He runs he's one of the owners of a label that I work for. He's a top level piano player, a top level producer, and a phenomenal guy. And what we were talking about is what makes somebody go from being very good at what they do to being one of the greats, to being somebody who has a chance to work with the biggest and have the biggest impact on the world. And I think there's a few things. Step one, you have to be good enough. You have to practice. You have to be so unbelievably knowledgeable at what you do in the room, whether that's being a producer, a songwriter, an artist, a musician, whatever you're doing, an A&R, a record label owner, I don't care. Whatever you are doing, you have to be phenomenal at it. There's this threshold, this bar that you have to hit in order to get there. And by the way, this is for me, this is all speculative. I've not hit that mark. I do not think that I am the greatest of all time. I think that I have a chance of getting there one day with this podcast and as a producer. But right now, I'm just busting my ass and working and trying to get to be the most phenomenal at what I do. But from our conversation and all speculation, this is what I've seen. And what I've seen is that you have to be able to hit this threshold. There's a million people out there who have hit this threshold, who are phenomenal at what they do. They are well practiced. They are working harder than everybody else. Every moment that they have to talk to somebody, they are learning. They're not talking about what they've done. They're asking about what they could do. And I think that is 100% the first step to become unbelievable, to become one of the best. But then there's this level of becoming undeniable. How do I become undeniable? How do I make myself so fucking great at what I do that when I walk in a room, everybody knows that I'm going to be able to get the job done beautifully, and I'm going to be able to make something that will be remembered forever? And I think from watching these three guys who I will not name, there's these three producers I know, and I believe that they are going to be remembered forever for what they do. They are undeniable. Three different people. I'm not even sure if they know each other, but getting to be in a room with them at all, whether it's a session or not, has showed me what it takes, or at least given me an idea of what it takes to become undeniable. And I think that is confidence. I think if you want to be a great and you want to be an undeniable person in your career, in your craft, specifically producing and music for us, me, you have to have this confidence when you walk into a room that you know one way or another you are going to make something incredible that day. That you are so confident in your skills and your craft and the energy you can bring to the room that there is no need for cockiness. There's no need for anything but confidence that you will get the job done. And what that brings is artists or whoever else is in the room this ability to breathe and understand that their day is going to be incredible, that this person is going to make them something or help them make something or be part of something that will become undeniable, that will become incredible. And I think a big part of that is you have to be doing sessions. You have to be in and out as much as possible and getting your feet wet and feeling what it's like to be in these sessions and how to be the most comfortable and get to this point where you can walk in and make whoever else is there the most comfortable they've ever been. Now, again, I'm not there. This is me speaking out loud, trying to figure out how I can one day get there. With this podcast, I truly, with every bone in my body, believe that one day this is going to be something where I can change people's lives, where I can know that somebody coming on couldn't sleep at night because they know, you know what, tomorrow when I go on this podcast, I'm going to get the chance to prove myself to the world. I'm going to get the chance to prove how great I am, how hard I've worked, and have the opportunity that I deserve. And if I want to be able to do that for other people and give them that platform, I first have to make this unfucking deniable. I have to make this something that can truly change people's lives. And this is me on that journey trying to do that. The second thing I wanted to talk about is another person I work with, another owner of the company or the label, and phenomenal producer, phenomenal songwriter, phenomenal singer. I was having a conversation with them yesterday about how I need new speakers. How mine are shit, mine are trash, I've had them forever, they're not good speakers, they're cheap, blah, blah, blah. And he said something to me that shocked me. He said, "Why do you need new speakers?" I was like, "What do you mean, why do I need new speakers? You have these beautiful ones that are expensive and sound amazing." He's like, "Yeah, but you make great music. Your stuff sounds phenomenal." And it stopped me for a second, and I was like, "Whoa, you're right. I love what I do. I'm proud of what I make. Is there room to grow? Always. Am I trying to grow? Always. I'm always trying to grow. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to get better. That doesn't mean that I have to put myself down in areas that I do think I'm great and I am proud of." And he said, "I love your mixes. I love the way your music sounds. Why would you fix something that breaks, that isn't broken?" And I think that was really something that I needed to hear, and maybe something that you need to hear as well, is you don't need the best gear in the world to be the best producer in the world. You don't need the best gear in the world to make the best music, to be the best musician. You have to know how to use your gear better than anybody else. The worst gear that you know how to use is still more useful than the best gear that you have no fucking clue how to use. And it was just this nice moment to realize I'm focusing so externally on what's around me and what I'm using that I'm forgetting about what really matters, which at the end of the day is the song. It's not how the song was made or what it was made with. And again, this is me ranting and me opening up my brain in hopes that maybe there's somebody out there who can find solace in what I'm saying and gain off of this situation as I'm trying to. I don't know. Fucked up the first one. Now I'm ranting, but I appreciate that I get to do this. And to everybody who's watching and listening, it means everything to me. And if you're still listening, thank you for staying on this journey for 9 minutes so far. These solo ones are really the most therapeutic thing in the world for me, and hopefully becomes something that other people can gain from. I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate it. Go be undeniable. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye.